love, you're listening to the Died on a Shanta podcast. I'm a resilience strategist and migrant integration specialist who has spent the last 20 years traveling, working, and studying throughout the Caribbean, North America, Europe, Africa, and Asia. As a globetrotter, I quickly learned how to bounce back from crisis and how to thrive in new and strange places. I've used my training and experience to develop a resilience-based framework, and now I help others to get over the hurdles that come with living in a foreign country. Now on this podcast, I invite you to join me on this journey of living with simplicity, joy, and resiliency. From green smoothies to goal setting, we'll cover it all. We'll talk about all the things that help us to thrive through the storm. Welcome to the Died on a Shanta podcast. This is episode 38, and today we are talking about mental anchors. And when you think of anchors, you're thinking of a ship, some sailing vessel out on the sea. And of course, you throw up an anchor, it probably gets caught between some rocks, and it allows that anchor to just fall to the bottom of the ocean. It gets hooked into something, and it keeps that vessel stuck in that one spot. It doesn't matter how the wind rages, that vessel will not move in any direction. Now, are your thoughts, are your beliefs keeping you stuck in one place and not allowing you to go off into the sunset towards the horizon of the dream life that you are aspiring towards? Well, that's what we're challenging today. And if you can't really fathom how is it a mental anchor could be a bad thing, well, if you are heading in one direction but your thoughts, your beliefs are holding you back, then that's not going to allow you to thrive through the storms that life will bring to you. Sometimes the storm is coming, and if you are stuck, that storm will come and eat you up. But if you have big, strong sails to propel you forward and get you moving faster than the storm that is barreling down behind you, then you can escape disaster and you can thrive and go on to live happily ever after, right? Now, to be a little bit more concrete and not fairy tale with the thoughts, I will mention to you a book that first placed the idea in my head about this whole concept of the beliefs that we have and how they either act as sails or anchors to propel us or to keep us stuck. And that book is called The Big Leap, and the author is Dr. Gay Hendricks. Now, in this book, Dr. Hendricks talks about how certain fears cause us to hold beliefs. These are negative, unfounded beliefs, but we hold them as true. And even when we have certain goals or aspirations that we hold dear to and we profess that we're going after these things, somehow we find a way to sabotage all our plans and derail ourselves. Even if we manage to succeed, we just mess everything up because in our minds we think we don't deserve the success, the love, the abundance, the joy that's coming our way. And so that is the root of what we call an upper limit problem. And this upper limit problem is founded in fear of failure, because sometimes you prefer not to try than to try and fail. It comes from the fear of isolation. What if I try something new, something different, and no one else is doing it, and I'm the only one, and I stand out? Or what if I try something new, something different, and all my loved ones abandon me and decide that they're not hanging out with you anymore? We don't know that fellow. We don't know that girl. We don't have anything to do with them. And then you are abandoned, rejected. those fears will cripple you. Those fears will prevent you from following through on something that you may really want to do just because you prefer to have company. You prefer to belong to what you are used to. Now, another fear that presents as an upper limiting belief for you is the fear of outshining others. Some people call it the fear of success, but I think a more easily consumed way to describe it is fear of outshining others. When you think of the concept of someone getting rich and switching, that they made it and they changed, most people don't want to be described that way. And so even if they have the potential to excel, the potential to achieve great things, just to blend in with the crowd, just to avoid standing out, just to avoid doing better than those they care about, they will sabotage themselves. Now, are you doing any of these things? Are you allowing thoughts and ideas and beliefs that it is better to not try than to try and fail? That it is better to have a lot of friends and loved ones around you while not living up to your potential and following through with your dreams? Are you allowing thoughts of, oh, I shouldn't excel, I shouldn't outshine those who I started out with? Are you allowing those things to hold you back instead of maybe thinking you could be an inspiration for others to go further and faster because they will look at you and say, oh, if you can do it, then I can too? Well, what this ends up doing to you is that you end up thinking thoughts that are not healthy. And what this looks like is worry. So instead of probably enjoying your success, the love you're experiencing, the abundance that you are enjoying, you start worrying about other people in your life and the problems they are having. So you are probably having a great day. You probably just got some exam results, or you got a promotion at work, or your immigration application has been processed for you to go to your next destination, or whatever the case might be. But instead of sitting in that joy and celebrating your progress, you consume your thoughts with worry about someone else and their problems. No, I'm not saying we're not to think about others, but if it's going to kill your joy, then that's self-sabotage. If it is that every time you're going to have a big break, a big opportunity, then you get sick, or you meet in a car accident, or you while walking you hit your toe and you fall over. Something is always going wrong when you're about to do something great. These are some of the signs of upper limiting problems, and these are signs that should cause you to stop and ask yourself, am I self-sabotaging? Am I having beliefs that are preventing me from going after my goals and my dreams? At the end of the day, all of this is rooted in self-worth. We may think we have high esteem, but our esteem may not be as high as it should. It may be higher than other people's, but maybe there is even much more about you that you are not acknowledging, accepting, celebrating, appreciating. We can always think of, say, for example, Usain Bolt and his level of confidence. A lot of people read it as arrogance when at no point has he celebrated or claimed he could do something on the track that he wasn't able to follow through on. So the question is, are we allowing beliefs to prevent us from following through? Well, if you find that you are having these signs of an upper limit problem, of these mental anchors that are dragging you down, then it's time for you to ask yourself why. When you answer the question why, ask yourself why again. And keep asking yourself why repeatedly until you get to the very root of it to figure out what false belief are you holding on to that's preventing you from following through and enjoying your possibilities for success, for more love, for more abundance, for more joy in your life than you are currently experiencing. You may want to try free writing, sitting down with your journal and just writing out your thoughts and feelings about the particular situation that you feel is challenging you. And as you write, you may discover the beliefs that are holding you back. Now, once it is you have honed in on the thoughts that are betraying you, then it's time for you to start visualizing yourself exceeding your current limits. The more you fill your mind with the thoughts of yourself doing the things that you aspire towards, achieving the goals that you're aiming for, and you have these thoughts on repeat, you will begin to reprogram your thought patterns and your mind will start to follow through on the ideas that you have put in there, these new increased limits in your mind. And then the next step is not to just stay within your mind, but to bring it out to reality. Bringing it into reality would mean getting some new company. You need to now seek out friends who are supportive of and sharing in those new increased beliefs that you have about yourself. So if it is that you believe that, okay, you can earn a certain income for the month or for the year, or you believe, okay, I can do a particular job, or I can win a particular scholarship, or I can get such and such an award, whatever it is that you're going after. If you can surround yourself with mates and mentors, role models who believe that you have the ability to do it, who believe they have the ability to do it, people who have done it before and can say to you, yes, this is the pathway to get it done, this is the template, this is the path that I took, and you can follow through on it. When you start surrounding yourself with people who they're all having the same conversation, not a conversation of doubt or restriction, but of potential and possibility and proven success, then that is going to put you into a different gear to thrive even when the challenges come. Then of course you're going to need to collect new stories. So all those stories that you filled your mind with of failure, of isolation, of outshining others need to be replaced with new stories of success and love and abundance and joy. And those things that you are going after, you need to now collect stories from people who have done it and proven that it's possible. And so whether you're going to listen to their interviews and how they did it, and what challenges they faced and how they overcame those challenges, what strategies they employed, what habits they cultivated. And as you fill your mind with these new stories, then these are the new thought patterns that will fill your mind and remove those anchors that are keeping you stuck and stagnant, and allow you to make progress, allow you to move forward and pursue what it is that you want to go for. And then finally, you will need to protect your peace. A big struggle for people who have upper limiting beliefs is when they overwhelm themselves, and so they take on much more than is reasonable and that they can manage, and so their goals never get accomplished because they're too exhausted, they're too overworked, they have too many things to do. And so to protect your peace in this way, you're going to need to practice saying no, prioritizing what is my one thing that I'm working towards, What is the most important thing that I need to accomplish? And start saying no to everything else. And so through these steps, that is asking yourself why, visualizing your new limits, your increased limits, having accomplished your goals, surrounding yourself with new people who will share your vision for accomplishing more than you are now, and then finally collecting their stories and protecting your peace. I guarantee you that if you follow through on these steps, you will definitely be able to thrive through whatever storms come to you in life. You won't be stuck, no more mental anchors, but you will be able to move ahead. When you think about Proverbs to keep you growing and going as you seek to lift these mental anchors, we're going to consult the Shui people from Ghana, and they say, the place where you are happy is better than the place where you were born. And if you think about this, what it's telling you is that don't be stuck where you started. Feel confident and happy to move ahead and to pursue what it is that you want, to go where it is that you're destined to go, because where you're heading is much better than where you are right now. That's it for this week. I hope that you will be lifting up those mental anchors and moving ahead so you can thrive through the storm. Thanks so much for listening, love. If you enjoyed this episode, head over to dianeashanta.com. I'd love to hear your thoughts on today's message. Be sure to drop your email address so I can send you some helpful resources, updates, and the occasional music video that I may have on repeat. Make sure you subscribe and spread the love with someone you care about.